Hey everybody, Flip and Danny here, founders of the Freedom Real Estate Group family of companies, and welcome to another episode of our podcast, which is called
Freedom Through Passive Income.
That's right, and welcome to another live episode, and we're on locations, and the rest of these episodes, but this is our week 50, 50, week 50. Woo! Can't believe it. Anyway, week 50. This is a recap or whatever this thing is.
Live progress update.
I've got 2 more weeks to do that.
Yes, 2 more weeks.
And if you can't tell, behind Danny is her patio window, and you can see the sun is out. It's beautiful and bright this morning. It's in the wee hours, even in Arizona right now, because we got to get these recorded and get these out for everybody. So it is dark 30. I need about another 2 cups of coffee to go, but we're ready to go.
Yes, indeed.
So let's talk about this last week. What happened last Thursday?
Yeah, last Thursday was our Family of Companies company award ceremony at the retreat that the team went to. I was in Arizona. You were in Florida. The team was in Ohio at the retreat, and so everybody
Wilderness Lodge.
Yes, Wilderness Lodge, and everybody who couldn't make it in person was able to join virtually, and they had cameras throughout the room. So one phone was taking care of the audio. One phone was there was a few, I think, cameras across the room. So it was just fun to be able to watch the company awards happen. I think we had a Rookie of the Year. We had a Behind the Scenes award. We had Leadership award. And there's one more. And I can't remember the 4th award, but it was the one that Caitlin won. I just don't remember the title of it.
All around best MVP
or something. Yeah. So it was really cool.
She is.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And of course, they did the Freedom Follies too.
Yes, we both won awards.
Yeah. Well, It was a folly.
Hey, I take pride in my award, as you should as well.
Yeah, mine was.
Just to let everyone know what we won. I won most likely to order Jimmy John's for lunch. Which is not true anymore in Florida because there's no Jimmy John's that delivers to our house here in Florida. Wah, wah.
Yeah. And I think your award actually said most likely to have Jimmy John's come for a wellness check or something like that.
Yeah. When I don't order, they're like, is Flip okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was at the office in Ohio, I could literally press an order and it was there at the office in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Which dumbfounded me because it takes 8 minutes just to drive from Jimmy John's to the office. So I figure that out. So I just loved it just because of that. But your award I loved was the most likely to work through anything, even a hurricane.
Yes. Yes. I was actually in the middle of answering an email because there was no specific order, right? So I was listening and I was working on an email and the reception was going in and out. And so I barely heard what it was. In fact, I didn't hear what it was. I barely heard that it was my name. And so I was just like, and then I had to wait until they posted the Follies in the Google Chat workspace for me to open it up and see what it said. Because I just couldn't hear. Plus I was a little distracted trying to answer something that was time sensitive. So, but it was fun. Yeah. I like those award ceremonies. They're always fun.
Yeah, I do too. I love it. And so now moving on to work stuff.
Oh, yes. So other things that we did this week, I had one-on-ones with our leadership team. I've gotten all those complete. We are in the process of making plans for 2023. We're also working on our new course content. That is, it's going to be a course designed for high net worth investors to learn how to better evaluate opportunities. And I actually enlisted a few people yesterday. Flip was one of them. And hopefully Flip can get a little bit of help from Mark. And then Tiffany was another one. She's already actually done hers. It's in my email box. And then Joe and Jody, of course, I obviously enlisted them because they have so much, resources to be able to provide and put in here that I don't have time to dig into and get. They might enlist Eric as well. So I'm so grateful that I was able to do like my part and be able to go, okay, now you guys can do this, and I don't have to do it all. And it's really, really nice to have such collaboration across the team. I'm really, really grateful that I didn't have to do all of it by myself.
We need to work on your approach just a little bit. Because yesterday I was doing stuff and my Voxer was going nuts. And so I pressed play on the first of the 5 Voxers that came through from Danny. And it was, hey, I'm working on a project. Can you do, I need to have this by Friday. So can you do this tomorrow morning? Thank you.
I said it with a
But you did. You know I can't see you on Voxer.
Yeah, I wasn't anticipating needing all of this help. I was really going to try and do it, but I was just like, it is too much for me to dig into. Yep. And I'm not even part of every single equation anymore, right? So it's really helpful if I want to be thorough, which I do want to be, to, get everybody else to help. So thank you, Flip.
You're welcome. Love it.
So, and then our deal. So our last deal of 2022, we are in the final underwriting phase still. Collecting all final wires, and we are super, super excited to get that one closed. And Flip, you have been pouring into a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. So here I thought Danny's going off to Arizona to take care of her mom. This is going to be a cush month here in December here in Florida. Just me and the dog kicking back, sitting in the pool. Nope. Plus the dogs don't get in the pool except for Smarty. But anyway, no. So it's I've been jumping into a lot of stuff, learning QuickBooks, which is kind of robust.
Yeah.
But jumping into QuickBooks and jumping into a lot of the financial projects and just refreshing my taste for acquisitions. Mm-hmm. Some things have changed, but yet a lot of things stay the same. And so it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of asking a lot of questions. But yeah, it's been I'm excited.
Yes, yeah, I'm excited too. Because whenever we talk, you're like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, whoa! I learn something new from you all the time, and so it's very, very fun.
Me too.
And then on the personal side, my mom update, we had, 2 physical therapy appointments so far, and we had a doctor appointment the other day. She got referred to the surgeon so that she can meet with them and then hopefully get surgery scheduled, which is totally been the goal. But apparently there's a process, which I did not know, that you have to go to your primary care physician. They have to refer you to an in-network doctor or surgeon, and then that surgeon needs to meet with you, and then you can schedule. It's just, oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah. we are progressing towards everything. She is doing better day by day. She needs help still with certain things, but like she used the walker quite a few times. Even the second physical therapy appointment, it was like night and day difference. The therapist was just like, holy cow. So yeah, she's I say I get my stubbornness from my mom, and she's stubborn about making sure that she can get up and get walking and get mobile again. So I'm super happy about that. And then I think
you're both so stubborn that you fight on who gets the stubbornness from you. That's what's even better.
And then you took a trip just the other day to pick up Miss Pupperoo.
Yeah, Rosie went off for 2 weeks for training, and I went to go pick her up earlier this week. And she's doing amazing. She's still same old Rosie, but she's much better. She's learned a lot of commands. What I enjoyed the most was that the trainer was expressing her. At first, she was like, "Oh, this girl's a cupcake. She's a sweetheart. She's going to be nothing." 2 days into it, she's like, "Oh my gosh, this is the most stubborn dog I've ever trained in my life." And I'm like, "Yep, there we go. Rosie has shown her true colors." but she said she was one of the hardest dogs to train because of how stubborn she was. So it was that's our girl.
Yep. It is. And then you're getting ready for your Christmas vacation. What was supposed to be our Christmas vacation, but now you are doing the first half by yourself, and then you're joining me in a week, and I'm super excited about that. So when do you leave?
So this Sunday I fly to Texas to hang out with my family for a few days. Also got a couple of real work appointments there. See, I'm working, man. And then I think next week's recordings, I'll be in Texas. You'll be in Arizona. So we'll be in two different locations again.
Yep.
So it's I'm excited because then I'll be there for 4 or 5 days, and then I fly to Arizona to just hang out by myself in Phoenix. Because there's nothing to do there.
Yeah, nothing to do here.
No, nothing to do there. I might go to Scottsdale.
I would be honored to pick you up at the airport and bring you to my condo and show you around.
I already have an Uber.
Is her name Danielle Robinson?
It's not me.
So funny.
Well, I think that wraps it up for this week. Again, thank you. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yes.
Make sure you head on over to our website, freedomcapitalinvestments.com, to join our investor club. We've only got a couple weeks left of this year, but we are cooking and stirring and everything to finish this year properly. So make sure you get in that investor club. Make sure you're checking us out on all the social medias. But we'd like to end all of our episodes with
Invest smart.
Live happy. Bye everybody.
Nothing on this show should be considered specific, personal, or professional advice. Please consult an appropriate tax, legal, real estate, financial, or business professional for individualized advice. Opinions and information on the show are not guaranteed. All investment strategies have the potential for profit and loss.